2, 3. About 3 seconds. Hey, what's up? Well, just making sure everyone has a chance to get here. Well. By the way, just guys give everybody a bit of a heads up. There probably won't be a mystery stream simply because I'm currently in the middle of watching the preview video for the next Versus Series matchup, which should be uploaded later today. So that's kind of what I've been doing today, just sort of editing the preview, which pretty much goes over the SK Clothing. Yeah, this is live. this is 100% live. I think there's like a 3-second delay between when I say something and when it comes up, but yes, we are 100% live, and that's what I've been doing all day today. It's just editing, getting that video ready. So yeah, you can feel free to ask questions. And how's life? Well, I'm doing a lot better. I'm feeling 100%. I am upset that I am upset that I haven't really had a lot of like good content ideas in terms of like ranking videos or tier list videos or review videos, because right now we just got Astrobot up, which took us a while, and the next game we have that's on its way here, which I don't even know if I'm gonna review, is Black Myth Wukong. Like that should be here in a couple of days. Don't know if I want to review that. I'm not sure what I'm going to review next. I have to look at the schedule, and I'm still trying to just make sure to keep a consistent level of content. The problem is that once Versus Series is in full swing, which it is now, as it did back then, my life typically goes on a complete lockdown. Like if I'm not at working, I'm doing research, working on scripts, doing voiceovers, doing editing, and it's gotten to the point where I'm actually doing this stuff at work for like a good 3 hours. So I can work on the matchups and the scripting and the research here at home, and then for like a few hours at work. So hopefully that helps me get down the scripting and the researching and the editing a little bit faster. But it does seem like mostly it looks like I'll be doing scripting on the laptop and editing on the main PC, which is what I'm using now to live stream, because I've tried doing complicated videos before and they take up a lot of space, and at maximum I think my laptop can hold another 50 gigs, and I know that in terms of clips and voice recordings and editing, it's going to be a lot longer than that. There's no question this is probably going to be a 40-minute video. The matchup is the way I figure from the research they've done, I know how this matchup's going to break down. It's just covering my bases and looking at multiple sources, seeing if I missed anything. But in terms of how the matchup is going to play out, I already more or less have it played out in my mind. Now I just got to script it. I don't know if you answered this, but where would you put Astrobot 10 out of 10? 10 out of 10, it's a 7. It's a 7. So just for context, because I was thinking of doing a video about this, I'll come up with a really cool like animation of like where it would stand in context to the other 10 out of 10 games. Let me just double check something. I know I have it here somewhere. I know it's here. No, not there. Ah, here it is. Yeah. Yeah, as it stands right now, Astrobot sits in 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that puts it over. So Super Mario is 16, Arkham Asylum is 15, Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition is 14, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition is 15, and then you have Uncharted 2, Rise of the Tomb Raider, God of War 3, God of War Ragnarok, and Kingdom Hearts 2 sitting at 8. So Astrobot is currently 7, with only 6 games above that one, which I would say for like for the first pure PlayStation 5 game is a really good spot. Lucky number 7, I think that's a really good spot. I'm Commander Shepard. Who the hell are you? I am Brian, the Three Topics Gamer. Shepard, nice to meet you. Do I like Yu-Gi-Oh? I like Yu-Gi-Oh, but I recently quit playing the card game. I recently quit Master Duel. I retired. And especially since the latest ban list completely fucked up my decks. Like, the decks I like to play, they completely... The new ban list completely destroyed them. Which makes no sense, because I was like, why didn't you attack the archetypes and decks that have been, like, really screwing up people? It's like, oh, you want to screw up... And these aren't even, like, new decks. These are, like, older decks that I like to... Like, I don't like playing that new archetype bullshit like Labyrinths or Snake Eyes or Trap Tricks. Those ones are stupid. I think anyone who plays those types of decks are just fucking bullies. Because those decks are just... They're just not fun to play against. Do the worst, best Mad Max movies? I don't think I need to, because I haven't seen Furiosa and I don't want to see that. That one didn't look interesting. But like, just off the top of my head, I would probably go Road Warrior, Fury Road, then the first one, and then Thunderdome. So I think that's the order I would put it in that order. So, what do you know about character AI apps? Killa, I've never used that, so I can't be sure. Is Astrobot the best platformer of all time? In my opinion, for me, it would. I do think in terms of platformers, yes, for me. I don't know about anybody else, but like for it to be number 10, to be number 7, and it to be better than Super Mario 64, and it's reminiscent of that, and hell, that game was so good, it actually got me to start playing Mario Galaxy, because I have the All-Star collection for Mario games, which comes with Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy, and I only bought that just so I could replay Mario 64, but after playing Astrobot, it got me to start wanting to play Mario Galaxy 1. I'm not sure if I'll have a way to play the second one, but I'll see. But yeah, I would say for me, in terms of platforming, yeah, I would say Astro is my favorite. How good is Battle City Arc in Duel Monsters? It's without question the best one. If you're looking for a Yu-Gi-Oh arc, you won't find any better. However, I will say when you get to season 3, skip like the first. Well, I mean, you could technically skip the first half of season 3 because that deals with the virtual reality arc, but they jump right into the finals, and the first thing they say when that arc is over is, let's just pretend that never happened. So it's very much clear that the finals of Battle City was not enough episodes for a full season, which is typically 40 episodes, and they had to cram it because there's only 6 duels. I think there's the 4-way, there's Joey and Merrick, there's Kaiba and Yugi, there's Kaiba and Joey, and then there's Yugi and Merrick. So there's 6 duels and 1 dream duel that Joey has when he's unconscious, and that wasn't enough for 40 episodes. So, but I'm saying, if you were gonna watch Battle City, just watch all of season 2, skip the first half of season 3, and then go into the finals with the second half of season 3. You'll have a very good time. What movies am I looking forward to see this year? Don't know. I don't know. I'd have to look. I didn't see too many movies last year, and I hardly remember anything I did see, which was funny. It's I totally forgot I saw Wolverine and Deadpool last year. I was like, wow. I was like, that may have been the best movie I saw last year, and I don't remember watching it. I saw it once in theaters, and I think I've seen it maybe a couple extra times, but I was like, wow. My interest in movies is gone so low, I hardly go to the movies anymore. Do I like Crash Bandicoot? I think Crash Bandicoot's okay. And what's my opinion on Mario Galaxy? Well, I'm only 2 worlds in, and it's okay. The controls take a little bit getting used to because the worlds are spheres, and so you're constantly seeing Mario upside down, and there's it's a weird gravity pull to it. So it's getting challenging to get used to. But yeah, so far it's alright. What if they remade Mass Effect 1? They don't need to remake Mass Effect 1. They just re-released the remastered edition. And it plays just fine. Like, dude, they re-released all the Mass Effect games. I mean, the Mass Effect trilogy, they re-released them. Like, trust me, I think a really great game doesn't need to be remade. I mean, you can pick up and play the first 3 Mass Effects just the way they are, and they're just fine. I don't know. And heck, they even kind of updated the if you've played the remastered versions, they kind of updated the gameplay for the first game to kind of match what 2 and 3 felt like. So, technically, they already did that. Thoughts on Jurassic World Rebirth? It just looks okay. I don't know if I'll go watch it. I mean, I was kind of underwhelmed by the last Jurassic World movie, so I don't think maybe I'll catch it if it's on streaming, but it's not something I want to go to theaters and go check out. How bad? Am I excited for Scream 7? No, I'm not a Scream fan. I think the last one I saw was the third one, and I thought it was boring. I'm not a Scream fan. How bad was the last season of Duel Monsters? I think it's the worst season. I mean, the first half was like they did not have enough episodes for a full season. It was a mess. It's easily the worst season of the original Yu-Gi-Oh series, without question. There's no debate in my mind. What rating would I give the Borderlands movie? Well, it's obviously an F. Like, obviously. Like, and it's one of those films where if you're a fan, it makes you understand the movie even less. Like, I think people who know nothing about Borderlands would probably go into that film and probably have a much better time. But if you know Borderlands and you go see that film, you're going to be infuriated with just how much it does not make sense. And that's unusual. Usually you think if you know your lore, it'll help you understand the movie. But no, it actually makes you understand the movie even less. Do I like Spyro the Dragon? Killer, he's okay, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan. You're kind of excited about Superman. Oh, man, I forgot that has come out this year. Jeez. Favorite scene from a Nolan film? I think I answered this last week. It was the reveal that the Batpod came out of the tumbler. I didn't see that coming. I thought that was like a completely separate vehicle. But heck, I thought it was cool when it just kind of popped out. Yeah, 100%. I know I answered that question last week. I'm excited for Scream 7. I didn't ask if you were. Oh, okay. Coke or Pepsi? I'm definitely a Pepsi person. Mayboom, which Resident Evil character you think is underrated and which one do I think is overrated? Overrated? Maybe Wesker. I think Wesker's a bit overrated because he's not really very progressive until I'd say Resident Evil 5. I mean, he's like the main villain in 1, but he doesn't really do anything till the end. He hardly shows up in Code Veronica. He has like a cameo in 4. Doesn't show up at all really in 3. Like believe it or not, the game that gives you the most Wesker is the on-rail shooting Umbrella Chronicles. Like that's the game he's in the most. Like he's not really in the majority of Resident Evil games, and he's the main villain, and he's hardly in all these games. So I think Wesker is a bit overrated. I think underrated. Probably Claire. I don't think Claire gets the credit she deserves, despite being like one of the OG characters. What do I hate most about the Borderlands movie? I just think I think it's the cast. The casting was off. The casting was wrong. If you do not have a good cast for these characters, it's not going to work. Every character was miscast. They did not get one character right in terms of casting. Casting could have saved that. Casting would have made that movie a little bit better, I would say. Thoughts on Forza 5 coming to PlayStation and possibly Halo next? I heard about that, which I'm fine with. And if Halo comes to PlayStation, that's fine with me. I mean, ostensibly Microsoft is going down the path of Sega. I mean, they realize they want to get out of the console business and start doing software. And heck, why would PlayStation say no? Heck, if anything, all of these franchises are just going to get more life because now they're getting access to a much bigger audience, which is wanting to play those games. And heck, I even did a video talking about if I could pick any game that's on Xbox that I want on PlayStation, all of them are Halo games. So heck, if I get to play Halo games on PlayStation, that's what I wanted. That's the only thing I want. I meant Batman Begins and Dark Knight Rises. Well, Commander Shepard, you didn't say that. You said Nolan films. You didn't say that. You need to be specific. Okay, I guess in Batman Begins, I would say my favorite scene was probably when he called the bats, and I would say in the Dark Knight Rises, I would probably say the last climbing scene when Bruce finally gets out of the pit. I would say that would be my favorite. Am I planning on watching the Super Bowl? Hell no. No, I do not want to see the refs constantly helping out Kansas City. And here's the thing, I don't want to hear any bullshit about the Patriots. This never happened to this degree. And it's not even that the refs are helping the Chiefs, is that they literally did that every single game this season. Like, I can think of like a handful of times where the refs may have helped the Patriots, but here's the thing I told my brother. Here's why that argument from him didn't make any sense. If the Patriots were if the NFL was under the impression that the Patriots were nothing but cheaters, wouldn't it make more sense for the refs to be out for the Patriots and not help them? Like if the NFL wants a team to cheat, you cheat with the help of the league. But if you're cheating on your own, as apparently the Patriots were doing, don't you think the NFL would make it so that the refs have it out for the Patriots? And so it's the complete opposite. It's like the Chiefs are winning because the NFL is helping them cheat. Apparently, if the Patriots were cheating on their own, that's not what the league wants. Like, if you guys are going to cheat, you have to cheat with the NFL with the league's help. But if you're doing it on your own, oh no, we got to punish you for that. Now, heck, I'll give you the whole Spygate thing. That did happen and that was wrong. But the whole Deflategate thing was stupid. And it was proven to be bullshit. For anyone who paid attention to that game, do people realize that the Patriots ran the ball for 300 yards? So this whole notion of deflated balls make no sense because they were running the ball the whole day, like nearly the whole fucking game. So what are we talking about? I mean, is it possible that the Colts just suck because once Manning left the Colts, the Patriots were always crushing the Colts. So the fact that they blew them out in the AFC Championship makes sense to me because the Colts could never beat the Patriots once Manning left to the Broncos. So the whole Deflategate scandal was completely ridiculous, and heck, I even liked it even more because it was funny. It was funny when Roger Goodell had to look Tom Brady in the face after suspending him for 4 games after couldn't prove that he did anything and had to hand him the Lombardi. That was the sweetest moment I've ever seen in NFL history. You gotta look this man in the eye and say, I'm sorry I was wrong. Here's the trophy after making the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history. There was never a sweeter moment. I'm sorry about that. What's up, Winter Ghost? How you doing? Have I ever done the Chocobo breeding site mission in PlayStation 1? I think I have, Rocket. Maybe. Boom. Big budget actors tend to use to make people view the movie. Perhaps, but like, you could have cast other people. You could have. Killa, Dolores Umbridge is also a main reason for Harry Potter being angry in 5. Well, yeah, I mean, God, I hate Dolores more than Voldemort, which is nuts. If Halo comes to PlayStation, it will be Xbox downfall. Doesn't need to be its down. Not really. Not really. Maybe Xbox, but not Microsoft. Microsoft cares about making money. And if you know you're going to make more money by putting putting your franchises on another console, why would you say no? I mean, look at Sega. Sega got out of the console business and they're still going, and heck, all their games are accessible on multiple consoles. They're making more money now than they did when they have consoles. Why would you say no to that? You're kind of against it? Who would win between Master Chief and Doomslayer? Well, didn't Death Battle already do that and it was clear they said Master Chief would win? Mayboom, is there any just one horror title you're a fan of? Not really. I can't really think of any. Not really the biggest horror fan. What would you do if you visit? No, Jesus Christ, man. Why would you want to ask me if I want to visit another world? I don't want to visit another world. The real world is just fine. Describe Joker in 2 words. It's awful. That's what it is. It's awful. If Ori came to you and said to play Final Fantasy X, I'd say, okay, what do you want to play it on? Do you want to play it on PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, my Switch, my Vita? What do you want to play it on? I got options. I don't discriminate. That's what I would say. Although I would wonder how the hell he got here. Which superhero do you think could stop 9/11? Well, probably Superman. Probably. Chirex. What are your thoughts on the new Jurassic World film having mutant dinosaurs and possibly human/dino hybrids? I didn't know if it had that, but that just sounds stupid. If we're talking about mixing human and dinosaur DNA, yeah, now we're going to the realm of even being stupider than the original concept. Why do I rant so much about football? I don't rant so much about football. It's just people ask questions and I happen to go get really into it because I'm just so tired of just seeing this crap. And it's so blatant in front of everybody. An update on the PlayStation 5 collection, it really hasn't grown that much. I'd say maybe a few games since the last one, but like I didn't really buy too many games. But like if people want me to do an updated collection video, then I'll do it. Maybe what I was meaning, big action tend to be used for bad scripts. Well, then what's the point? Well, then you're just wasting money and you know it. Like if you have a bad script and you have to go out of your way, well, then you're putting more money into the actors and you know you're wasting money for a bad script. And then the actors know that this is a bullshit script and they're just doing it for a paycheck. And that just makes me despise the actors even more. It's like if you know the script is bad and you're just doing it for a paycheck, then you don't give a damn about the franchise and the fans. So that pisses me off even more. Who would win? Cyclops or Captain America? I go Captain America. This is not to bring up the Versus series back, but I'm just asking you, Vader versus Voldemort, who would win? Vader. Force grab. Snap one. What's Voldemort gonna do? Voldemort cannot do anything without a wand. That's the downside with wizards and Harry Potter. Most of them, if they lose their wands, they cannot do anything. What is Voldemort going to do without a wand? Not much. Why am I so selective with games? I'm very selective about my games because I don't have a lot of time to play games. So what little time I do have, I want to know I want to know I'm not wasting my time. In movies, same thing. Don't have a lot of time to watch movies, so I want to make sure I'm not wasting my time. Do a top 5 hard to watch moments in movies. I can't really think of any. It's my birthday and you're 18 now. Okay, well just give it a few more years and maybe we can have an alcoholic drink together. We need a Jurassic Park remake that's novel accurate. Maybe. What was Ayla really unlikable in Forbidden West? Yes, she was. She was really unlikable. She was very impatient. She just seemed like a bit like a bitch. She was not nice to her friends and her sister. And then they tried to throw in some stupid gay thing at the like. It's not. I don't know if it's canon, but like it came out of nowhere. Like I'm not upset that they went down that path because I chose the option to not go down that path. It's just you kind of welcome the argument that, oh, maybe gayness is genetic because her template was gay, so Aloy has to be gay. And this romance character literally came out of nowhere. Like, if you were going to go down that path, there were a number of other female candidates they could have chosen that Aloy had a history with going all the way back to the first game. That, like, okay, if you go in that direction, makes sense. Because these two seem to really get along in the first game, and now they reconnect in the second game and they go on more adventures, so they spend more time together. That makes sense. But literally, it's like Aloy is like all over this girl, like in the first like 20 minutes of meeting her on this random island we end up visiting. And I was like, this completely goes against everything the character has been doing up to this point because she's like so focused on this threat. She's never even shown interest in being in any kind of romance. And then you throw this out of nowhere. I'm like, why? Have I ever read... Okay, do you think Xbox leaving gaming scene will force Nintendo to make stronger consoles since its only competitor will be PlayStation? Perhaps, but heck, their new Switch is coming out and it's sold incredibly well, so they probably don't need to. They probably have a model that works just fine. I mean, the Switch has not really had to compete with the PlayStation 5, and it's already outselling it well ahead. I mean, so I don't think it's really competing. It's just targeting a different audience. Killa, have I read Dune? Yes, I have. Do I have a magic wand? Yeah, yes, I do. It's right here. I picked up mine when I was at Universal Studios a few years ago. And this one is actually specifically fitted for like my specific birthday. So yeah, this is my magic wand, and it does work. If I went to Universal Studios in either Florida or in Hollywood, there's little spots that if you do certain movements, it causes like an interaction movement. I think I uploaded a video of me doing that a few years ago. So yes, I do have a magic wand. Do I hate the Avengers? No, I don't hate the Avengers. Including the Dune sequels. I think I've read Dune Messiah and Children of Dune, but I know there's like 7 books. I haven't read them all. I think I've read the first 3. It's kind of a dumb question I made. There are no dumb questions, however, I do get them from time to time. Why don't you like Half-Life? I've never played Half-Life, so I can't not like anything I haven't played. I thought you were selective of games to not make the same mistake. I am selective. It's just it's a little bit different because I'm older, working 2 jobs, and I don't have as much time to play. So that's the thing. Do you think Rax's Prime mission was annoying in Force Unleashed? No, I didn't have any problem with it. What was your problems? Any weaknesses you would say Vader has? Vader's got a lot of weaknesses. He does very badly against other Sith. He's a Jedi hunter of his time. So you put him up against another prominent Sith or a Jedi that's not from his time, and Vader typically does not win. Like the list of Sith and Jedi of, I would say, Luke's period that could totally stomp Vader is very, very extensive. So like Vader's great. Vader is effective for his time in dealing with the Jedi that would have existed during his time. But take him out of that, and he's gonna have like a lot of problems. Gay is not genetic. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that was the story. That was like the message they were trying to go with in Horizon. That was the thing. It's like, is that what you're saying? It's just like because it came out of nowhere. There was no hint of it, and so that was like the only thing we knew. It's like we didn't even know that in the first game. Like we found out in the second game that Elizabeth Shaw happened to be gay, and her gay lover, her whole plan was to come back to Earth and kidnap her clone. Like that was it. That was the plan. I'm like, why? That's stupid. And then they go, and then they add this romantic lesbian love connection, like possible love connection in the DLC. It just bothered me that it came out of nowhere. I'm not against Ayla having a love interest. I'm just against when you just kind of shove it in there when everything you've told us building up to this has not led to this. It has literally come out of nowhere. That was my issue. What is my favorite Pokemon of all time? Oh, well, that's easy. This little beauty. And fuck all of you who hate her. If you don't want her, good. She's mine. Have I seen Star Trek? Yes, I have seen Star Trek. Have I played Watch Dogs? Yeah, no, I've never played Watch Dogs. Chillax, if Sony made a PlayStation augmented reality glasses, would I get them or stick to VR? I wouldn't do either one. I'm not a fan of VR in general at all. But you hate Final Fantasy Remake when you haven't even played it. Okay, here's the difference. You're remaking the way they're remaking it is stupid. You're remaking a game that for the wrong reason, and you fucked up the story, and you've manipulated the characters to the point where I don't even recognize them anymore. And you're pulling the stupid tactic of taking a game and selling it into three separate games, which made no sense. Which sends a dangerous message. Like, imagine if they tried pulling this bullcrap with Final Fantasy VIII. I mean, would you want to pay for 4 different games across, let's say, 3 different generations? So instead of paying for one game, you're paying for 4 games, probably being charged $70, possibly $80 in the next generation of gaming. Like, does that sound like a good investment to you? Because that sounds like stupid. That sounds stupid to me. I'll just stick to my original game, just fine. I never asked for a remake. Do you think Juggernaut is a good X-Men villain? He's kind of generic in my opinion. The Star Destroyer pull pissed me off. It took 15 minutes to pull that ship down. Not really. I never have a problem with it. What's up with Vader? What's his problem? What do you mean? There's no problem with Vader. Basically like taking a member of the Assassin's Creed from Assassin's Creed 2 and putting them in the event of Black Flag. I guess, in that sort of context, like, I guess. Commander Shepard, did you chemo in Uncharted when you're getting shot at Drake? Doesn't he bullet holes because he's lucky? That question make no sense. Elizabeth Shaw is from Prometheus. No? Oh, I got it wrong. It's not Elizabeth Shaw. It's Elizabeth Sobek. Okay, yeah, my mistake. I was thinking Elizabeth, but okay. So, yeah, you're right. I got it mixed up. I got 2 Elizabeths mixed up. Duo worst to best Star Trek movies? I feel like I've done that. But I don't think I'm pretty confident that I feel like I've done that. I'm kind of. Obviously, a few examples other like Revan, Malik, Nihilus would be unstoppable against Vader. I don't know about Nihilus, but I would definitely say Revan and Malik could easily take down Vader. Fan of the Flash as a DC character? Yeah, I guess the Flash is okay. A lot of people didn't like Final Fantasy VIII, so I would be surprised if they did the remake. Just for God's sake, just don't touch 10. Like, I'm telling you, if they announce a remake of 10, I'm going to have a fucking heart attack. And, like, a heart attack is, like, the one way I don't want to die. Like, do not kill me the way my dad died. Like, give me another death. Like a car accident or getting hit by a train or something. But just don't give me a heart attack, please. What movie freaked me out as a kid? Freaked me out as a kid? I can't really think of anything. I was exposed to R-rated films as a kid, and my parents were pretty cool about it. So I don't know. Favorite Black Ops game if you have one? Oh, definitely the first one. Easy. That's my favorite Call of Duty game of all time. First Black Ops, yeah. New question. What movie has made you cry? OG Lion King is a good one. You know, that one had a couple of sad moments. Call of Duty World at War is my favorite. Yeah, World at War is my second favorite God of War. You hate the Alien Colonial Marines? No, I didn't hate it, but it's just a very flawed game. Do I like Minecraft? No, I don't like Minecraft. How would a remake of 10 give me a heart attack? Because it is literally my favorite JRPG of all time. And I just hate remake. It just seems like they're remaking all the games I love. Like they're remaking there's a difference. Like Metal Gear Solid 3 is like my favorite video game of all time, and they're remaking it, and I'm not playing that. But like I would say Final Fantasy X is like near and dearer to my heart because it's a JRPG, and JRPGs is my favorite genre of games of all time. So to remake that would just be painful because I play that shit every year, and I own it. I've played it on like probably the most amount of consoles and devices. So like remaking that would just be painful because the game is perfectly fine the way it is. Have I seen they use Limp Bizkit for opening for a DMC anime? I did not know that. Do you think that scene when Hopper gets eaten by birds, Life? Yeah, he gets eaten by a couple of birds. So what? How did Solid Snake and Big Boss feel about each other? They didn't really care, to be fair. I mean, Big Boss knew who Snake was long before Snake found out, and he didn't care and still killed him. Hitachi, a Dogtail movie, definitely makes me cry. What vehicle in Final Fantasy would I own? I wouldn't own a vehicle. I would own a Chocobo. Do I know Metal Gear Solids 1, 2, and 3 are on Switch? Yes, I do. What's the difference between Solid Snake and Big Boss? I'm starting to get into Metal Gear. Well, Big Boss is the original and Solid Snake is a clone, so that's the difference. Does the world need to listen to Metal Gear Solid's message? You could, but they probably won't listen. My favorite gun in Metal Gear Solid series is the Patriot from the third game. Easy. Do a top 5 favorite Batman Arkham Asylum missions, and can't really think of any. Third favorite movie right below Terminator 2 and 3 and Inception. Probably Star Wars Episode 3, I would say. What's a Metal Gear Solid game you wish Hideo Kojima could have made? Wait, what? What's a Metal Gear Solid game I wish he could have? There aren't many he didn't work on. I mean, he worked on all of them outside of... I don't think he worked on the Acid games, but no one really thinks about those games. And Revengeance, but I think in one sense or another, he worked on all of them, apart from a few. So, that doesn't really give you a lot of options. What's my favorite music to listen to? Anything Michael Jackson. Was I into Rose from Titanic? Yeah, I guess. I mean, she was a redhead, so I can't complain. But again, I've only seen that movie once. Is Toy Story 3 my top favorite movies of all time? I don't know about top 5, but definitely top 10 is my favorite. Like, it's like a three-way tie my favorite Disney films, I would say. No, I know Kojima didn't work on Metal Gear Rising. The problem is that I don't think he needed to. That game is fine the way it is, so I don't need him working on it for it to be great. It was perfectly fine. Which part of the Arkham game scared me? None. Batman does not scare me. I meant like a game you wish you could have made that was never made. That question doesn't make sense. I would own a Highwind from Final Fantasy VII. Why do I hate Metal Gear Survive? I don't hate Metal Gear Survive. I didn't play it. Because it was a stupid idea. And it bombed, apparently. It sold horribly. And it looked cheap. I thought you liked Linkin Park, too. I like Linkin Park, but that's not... You said, what do I like listen to the most? Not what do I listen to in general. You asked, what do I listen to the most? I'd say anything Michael Jackson. Linkin Park's like a good second. And Linkin Park back then, not whatever crap it is now. Linkin Park died like 8 years ago, so... What type of cells do you think Genova's are? I assume it was her blood cells. They were called Genova cells. I mean, that we don't really know. I'd have to look into it. Wasn't Michael Jackson tight with his message of peace and combat outfit? Yeah, I guess so. You want a modern point of Metal Gear Rising so bad? Yeah, I guess that'd be cool. Metal Gear Survive is still garbage in general. Yeah, it is. Do you like Deadpool interacting with the X-Men? Yeah, it was fine. Who's the most talented millennial actor of our time? I don't know. Have I played Mercenaries? No, I don't think so. I meant to say, what kind of story do you wish Hideo Kojima could have made a Metal Gear but never got to make it? He didn't have to make any because the story was over. Like, the story is over with 4. Like, 4 was great because it answered every question that Metal Gear had ever asked. And then 5 fucked it all up. So, like, he didn't have to make any more. He could have started working on something else and it would have been fine. So you have Michael Jackson above Linkin Park? Yes. Yes, I do. How familiar are you with time and space relativity? Not much. Would you drink Slurm from Futurama? No, because it comes out of a slug's ass. Do you want some? If I go to MGS Con 3 in ninja outfit, will you sign my bandana? Sure, no problem. Have I X-Men comic books? No, I don't. Metal Gear Solid 4, it's over. Yes. Do I like Scooby-Doo? Not really. What other animes have I watched outside of Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Dragon Ball Z? Cowboy Bebop, Cyborg 09. What else did I watch? Inuyasha, Yu Yu Hakusho. Trying to think what else. Those are just a few off the top of my head. It looks like Mountain Dew. Yeah, well, yeah. Thoughts on the Diary of a Wimpy Kid? I never watched that. Why didn't I like Red Dead Redemption? Because it was boring. What is my opinion on the Popeye and Don Joe collab? I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. Chocobos would be hard to ride in the big city. I know, that's why I would like to live in the country. Do I like Cowboy Bebop? Yeah, it's fine. Did I watch Death Note? Yeah, that's fine too. Do you think Dragon Ball live action anime? No. Hell no. No. If it didn't work as a movie, it would never work as a live action anime. No. No live action anything. I bet I would beat you in Dragon Ball or MK. Yeah, good luck. Have I watched Charlotte's Web? Yes, I have read. I've seen Charlotte's Web, and I read the book when I was a kid. Oh, you called Red Dead Redemption boring. It was boring. I played the thing for like an hour and like nothing happened. I was like, I don't get it. It's like playing a Souls game. It's like if I get killed 20 times in the first hour, I ain't gonna make it. That's why I'm scared for Black Myth Wukong. Like everyone was saying it was like their game of the year, and I hate Souls games, and yet I have to replay Jedi Survivor in order to get ready for the matchup because right now I'm replaying it, which is crazy because apparently I didn't realize this thing is 150 plus gigs. I did not realize that. So like I'm replaying this for research, and it's like the only Souls game that I enjoy. Other Souls games I've like not been able to get past the first 2 hours, and I'm scared the same thing is gonna happen to Black Myth Wukong because I saw that and that game looked pretty cool, and then I found it was a Souls game, kind of. And then I've seen like a bunch of videos of people like losing their shit, getting mad at the game, and I'm like, oh, I'm worried. It's just like I already played a tough game in Astrobot, but it was like a good type of frustration. This might be like the type of frustration that makes me just want to quit, and I'm worried that that's what Black Myth Wukong is gonna be like. So I'm a little worried, but I'll be sure to give that game a try when it gets here in hopefully a couple days. So wish me luck with that. I don't know what's gonna happen. Do I like Full Metal Alchemist? Yeah, I like it. Remember it was me, Barry versus Flash Thrawn? Yeah, that was a funny series. Have I had Popeyes before? No. Why don't I like One Piece? I've never watched it. Do I prefer the 1970 or 2006 film? Oh, definitely 1973. I don't get the need to remake for Harry Potter series. I wish we would leave it alone. Money, and we can't get another Harry Potter book movie. Money. But I'm afraid they're gonna fuck it up, so I don't think I'm gonna watch this HBO series. I got a bad feeling about it. What is the worst movie I've ever... I'm not even gonna finish that question. Charlotte's deaths make me sad every time I think about it. Well, she was a spider, so they don't have very long lifespans. Have I seen Hellraiser? I've seen the first maybe 3, but that's about it. Do you get monetized? Yes, I do. Now I do. Which Full Metal Alchemist did I watch? The original or Brotherhood? Definitely the original. Is there a female protagonist movie? Wait, is there a female protagonist movie I like? Uh, yeah, I like the first Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider movie. I thought that was okay. Yeah, that was all right. Uh, damn, I was thinking about playing Black Widow, but I don't do Souls games. Yeah, I'm worried too. Brotherhood is better. FMA Brotherhood is way better. Any chance to be an X-Men character, who would I be? Nightcrawler. Easy. Nightcrawler, Professor Xavier. One of those two. But the original is still really good. Yeah, that's what I've been told. Yeah. How much time we got? Oh, wow, dang, that went by fast. We got 13 minutes left. I would be Wolverine. Wolverine's a little too limiting. I mean, all you got is bone claws and healing and advanced like senses, but like you're completely useless at long range. Like all he does is flail. Like he's a close range fighter, but you keep him at a distance and yeah. Have I played X-Men game that takes place between 2 and 3 movies? There's only one that I can think of that was called. Yeah, there's only one I can think of, and I used to have it, and it was a pretty. I think you're talking about. No, not Origins, because that was actually good. Where the hell is it? This game. Hang on. It might be a little hard to see. I had this for PlayStation 2. Hang on. That one. Yeah, I had that one. That came out on PlayStation 2, and it was actually a pretty interesting game. It was a story about like Wolverine's like regeneration powers were like getting poisoned, and he had to kind of go back to like the Weapons X program in order to find a cure for it. And he took on people like he took on like Sabretooth and Lady Deathstrike and a couple other things, and there were a couple sneaking missions, and you had to fight the Wendigo, and yeah, it was a pretty interesting. Yeah, it was a fun game. So Wolverine is a B list and Cyclops is an A list. I don't know about that. I'm just saying, like, Cyclops is the leader of the X-Men, and yet he hasn't been treated like that for a long time. What do I think is the coolest thing about the Tron series? Just the visuals, I would say. Have I ever seen The Land Before Time? Yes. Yes, I have. With the dinosaurs? Yes. Not Wolverine's Revenge, the one called Wolverine Expects. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about, but I never played that game. Yeah, I see the game cover. Yeah. I never played that one. If you wanted to pick some Final Fantasy wait, what? If you wanted to pick some Final Fantasy characters, who would you put against the new series? What do you mean? What new series are you talking about? You gotta break that question out. Like, new series. What you mean? 16? Like, are you asking who? If I wanted to pit some Final Fantasy characters, who would I pit up again? I think that's your question. I think you're asking me who would I put up against the new characters in 16, maybe. I think Sarah was annoying in The Land Before Time. Well, she was a baby Triceratops. She had a hot temper. Favorite character in Team MT? Definitely Leonardo, no question. Do you think we can get an Alien vs. Predator movie done right? Well, to be fair, I rather like the first one. Requiem was garbage. Requiem was garbage, and it was dumb. And it was so dark, you literally couldn't see anything. Like, someone need to light that movie up. I think the first one was okay. I like the first one. It's not great, but I think it's fine. I mean a new season. What do you mean? What do you mean new season of Final Fantasy? What do you mean? New season versus like what new season of what? I think I can beat you in MK. Yeah, good luck with that. I still want Freddy versus Jason too. And that might. Well, I don't think we can get that. I think Robert England's too old, and we haven't had a Jason film in a long time. So yeah, I think that was a film that only could have happened at one time, and it already happened. And I thought it was fine. He's talking about a new season of Versus Series. Oh, wait a second. You're okay. You're okay. So you're asking me who would I pit against a new character? Well, we already have. Well, that's the next matchup. Well, no, that might be the third because a Final Fantasy character is already going up against Clive, so that matchup's already happening. I mean, I've changed it a little bit, but like that matchup's already coming. It's already set. Do you think Resistance could have another game? No, I think Resistance ended well. Do I own a PS2? I own two PlayStation 2s. One is right there, and the OG one's in the box. What I meant to say is if you got one Final Fantasy character versus another Final Fantasy character after, yes, I do. That was announced like a month ago. It is Clive taking on somebody from 7. That's all I'll say. Could a RoboCop versus Terminator film be made? Probably not. Nah, I don't think we need to see that. I know we don't get a Freddy versus Freddy, but it still would be wish. My favorite MK is 9. Understandable. My PS2 sadly broke down. I'm sorry. I hope you had a nice funeral for it. Have I played Final Fantasy VI with cutscenes on PlayStation 2? No, I've played OG 6 on the Super NES. Apparently, Nolan already has an idea for his next film after Odyssey, a cop-type movie. Okay, bring it on. To be fair, I've looked into his next film, Odyssey, and I was telling myself this in the car the other day. I'm looking at this cast, and I'm like, uh-oh. Might have to skip this one. He put Spider-Boy in here, and I don't know why. And I hate Spider-Boy too much that I might. This might be the first Nolan film I skip in 20 years because, like, I've consistently watched every single Nolan film since Batman Begins in '05, but I am not liking this cast, so I might have to skip this one. I think I might gotta give myself a pass on this one. How much time we got? We got about 6 more minutes. Have I heard of Love, Death, Robots? That sounds familiar, but no, I've not seen it. What are my thoughts on the Luka trade to LA? Well, I'm a Celtics fan, so anything LA sounds stupid. I would love James Cameron to make a Predator movie. That would be an interesting idea. A White Miles is the new Nolan film? Yeah, unfortunately so. And whatever her name is that he's dating. I can't remember her name. I personally love all 3 Spider-Man actors. Perfectly fine. Would you like a sequel to Alien Romulus connected to Alien Covenant and bring back David? No, I would not. Have I seen the Heart Eyes trailer? No, I have not. Heard of the actor Aaron Stanford? Sounds familiar. Yeah, that Zed character, that Zed actress. Yeah, not really a fan of hers. Do you like Miles in Spider-Verse? He's okay. Like, he's just okay. I don't love and I don't hate him. He's just sort of there. What is my prediction for this year's Super Bowl? I'm praying. Well, I won't be watching it, but I pray that the Eagles run that shit down the Chiefs' throat. That's what I'm hoping for. I had a lot more faith in, I think, the Eagles and the Ravens than I did probably any other team. I just think the Bills, their play style is too similar, and they don't run the ball. I think having a good run offense could neutralize the Chiefs. One, it gives you long drives. It wears down the opponent's defense. And it forces the opposing offense to have to move fast, which they can do, but it gives you control of possession, meaning you're on the field more, you keep wearing down the opponent's defense, and it allows you to score more. And then Mahomes will have to keep doing his crazy magician-like tactics or pray for the refs to help. And I think you might be able to run the ball down their throat pretty well. Plus, they have the best running offense. They have the best O-line. I think their pass attack is pretty average, but it could get the job done in certain situations, so that's what I'm hoping for. Andrew Stafford played Pyro in... Okay, yeah, I'm not familiar with that actor. Am I looking forward to Batman 2? Yeah, hopefully, when it comes out. What I meant to say is go Eagles. Well, I'm not really an Eagles fan, but, I won't be watching Super Bowl, but, good luck. Good luck to them. All right, we got a few more minutes. If you guys want to get your last set of questions out, go ahead. I would do a mystery game, which I promise I'll do it next week. But it's just, I just want to get this Versus Series preview up first. That is literally all I've been doing for, the last 48 hours. It's just scripting it and then getting the necessary clips. And now I got to edit it and then I got to upload it. And that might take, another few hours. What's my favorite waifu? I don't have one right now. Apparently, Paramount wants to go back to Transformers since they made more money than the last 3 Transformers and bring back Shyla. Dear God, no. But whatever. His waifu was Tifa, big man. Oh, I thought waifus are only in anime. I didn't know it was in video games in general. Oh, okay. That clears things up. Yeah. Alright, we got a couple more minutes, so we shut this down. Who's my favorite Spider-Man villain? Dr. Octopus. Tifa is anime? Is anime? Really? Isn't she a video game character? I don't think video game counts as anime. Final Fantasy is not anime. So, I don't think Tifa would count as an anime character. She's a video game character that's from a JRPG. That's not an anime. So, that's why I didn't consider that. Spider-Man 2018 is my favorite Spider-Man game. What about yours? Yes, I agree. Although I hate the second game and I'll never play the third. Doctor Doom is beating Doomsday, no question. Final Fantasy is still anime despite being... When did that happen? Advent Children is not an anime. Advent Children is not an anime. Final Fantasy has never, ever been in anime. Go all the way back to the first game. There is no profile. There's nothing that classifies that as an anime. My second favorite Spider-Man game is Spider-Man 2002, 2004. Yeah, same. No, I think something like Web of Shadows or Edge of Time would probably take the number 2 spot for me. I quite like those games. What's my opinion on the Balloon Kids of the video game Spider-Man 2? I don't really have an opinion. Batman Begins turns 20 this year. Yeah, so does Revenge of the Sith. That turns 20 this year too. I'll definitely be seeing that in theaters. Random there. Final Fantasy. Okay. Edge of Time is my 5th favorite. Alright, officially 5. So I gotta cut it here, but this was fun. Give me like a few hours, or maybe I'll upload it tomorrow morning, but you guys should be getting your Versus Series preview. So hope you guys like it. It's pretty simple. It just goes over their bios of Starkiller and Galen during Jedi Survivor, which was really hard to script. It was quite difficult to script that part. Starkiller was really easy because he was only in one game and it's a short game, so there wasn't much to his bio. But Cal Kestis trying to squish the entire plot of Jedi Survivor was really, really hard. Really hard. All right, so I'm going to cut it there. I'll be sure to see you guys next Wednesday around the same time, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And like always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys next time.